Hey, what's going on? Adam Upchurch here. So I want to share with you like one part of my business, or I guess like the center engine, the center component of this real estate business that I've been talking about and trying to build. And this is the wholesaling side of things. I'm sure if you're looking into real estate, investing and strategy and stuff like this is probably the number one thing that you see all the time. Gurus and pros say, oh, it's like the free way, the cheap way, or whatever way to get into real estate, like super easy and stuff like that. That's what we're starting with. The main reason why, because it is a little bit less, a lower barrier of entry to get into. It's not necessarily free. The people that said it's free, I think they have gotten lucky, or maybe I've gotten unlucky. So that's why it's like a totally different experience, like whatever. But anyways, we're starting with wholesaling. And the premise of wholesaling is that we find off-market properties, and then we get them under contract, ideally for much less than market value, and then we sell that contract to another investor, and they pay us the difference between what they pay up, what they buy the property for, and what we get under contract for. And that difference is whatever is the amount that we get, And it's definitely a great way from what I've seen. I haven't experienced it yet. We haven't closed on a deal yet. We've had one under contract that I think as of today, which is the 12th, I believe, of November, we're probably going to have to terminate this contract, just haven't found a buyer. And from what we've been told is generally if you don't find a buyer, it's because you got a bad price on it. So that has to be it, right? But anyways, so the reason why we want to start with wholesaling is because it will act like the lead generating engine for the other components of the business that we want to build. And I'm going to share more about those in other videos, but want to stick with wholesaling right now. So I guess how you wholesale, I suppose, is the way that we're doing it. There's a couple of different ways you go about finding leads. What we do is we go drive around certain neighborhoods and areas, and we try to identify houses that are obviously vacant or distressed or potentially absentee owners, and we use this app called Deal Machine that will help us find them. It just literally has like an application on your phone. I can just pull it up, why not? We're here. Deal Machine, it's might be better right here. Can't even see anything, but it's an app on your phone that you drive around and it will highlight the houses that you're driving by, and you can hover over them with a little cursor and just give you more information about the property and tell you when it was bought, who the homeowner is, and whether the homeowner that's a private residence or there's vacant or absentee or whatever. And all you do is just mark them off. You just see here, and all you do is press the add lead button, and it adds it to our list of leads. And once you do that for a few hours, you compile like 200-300 or so, however many that you get, I guess, houses during that driving session. And then it also has the technology to skip tracing or skip trace, which is just to be able to scour the internet to find phone numbers, emails, and other information about the homeowner, so you can send mailers, email blast, or do some cold calling too. So once we compile the list in Deal Machine, we skip trace it. It's like 15 cents a lead, I think. So it's definitely not free, but still very valuable. And then we export that list to our CRM. We use close.io. It's phenomenal for what we do. It's very simple. There's not a lot of magic to it, but it's exactly what I think anyone who's getting into wholesaling does the basics for you, and that's what you need. So we pull it into the CRM, and it has a power dialer, which you just build a list in the report section, and you just press start dialing. It will go down one by one, calling every single one. You don't have to type in the number on your phone or whatever, and it's a huge time saver. But yeah, we just cold call every single person, and we also send them the mailers, like I said. That's actually done through Deal Machine, and we hope to connect with the homeowner that has an interest of at least entertaining a cash offer. So if they are, we usually do some analysis on like Zillow and Redfin and stuff, trying to figure out what a potential price could be for the property based on the limited information that we have. If we can tell that, oh, this house is like really distressed, just from pictures, because we're not going to remember the house when we drove by it. So we're going to use what we can on, the listing sites like Zillow and pictures that we could find to see if, all right, this one could possibly use a significant remodel, or it might be move-in ready. And we just try to figure out what an investor would pay for it, If we think a house like, oh, this one could be worth $200,000 after repairs are done, and like, all right, how much money does a investor want to make? Say this, they want to make $20,000 to keep it simple, and then we subtract how much we think it would take to get up to that price point, say $30,000. So now we're at $150,000. You also have to subtract like closing costs and other associated fees when the investor sells it, just to take into account what their expenses will be. And let's say it comes out to like $140,000 is what the most an investor will pay. And then we're like, all right, we want to make $10,000 on it. So we subtract another $10K and we offer $130,000 to the homeowner. Sometimes it's wildly off from what they want, but also we don't have all the information. So we're just trying to make best guesses on what it could go for and what it would make sense for us and an investor. So we just do that, and if we end up, coming up with the right number with the, the right motivated seller, then we can send them a contract with that amount, and it's a special contract that allows us to assign the contract to another investor, like I mentioned earlier. So we'll have it under contract in our name with like a 21-day due diligence period of 14 days or whatever, and during that time, if we're not going to keep it for ourselves, which is eventually what we want to do for as many as possible, we're going to go find another buyer in that time frame, and they will take over the contract and pay the homeowner for the property. So that's as simple as, I guess, simple as what it is. There's really not that much to it. The difficult thing that we've experienced so far is the sheer number of rejection and the sheer number of just nothingness happening. I feel like we've made, I can pull it up real quick. Let's see. We're going to fast forward. You'll see this. That's right now. We're close. See how many calls we made. Okay. Just today we made 238 phone calls. But let's go to this month, which is only the 12th. We made 1,000 so far. Last month we made 2,300, which is really low in my standards, and Nick's as well. We're going to try to get that number up to like 10,000. That's the goal. So all time, let's see. We have only made 4,500 calls, which I've seen some people do that in like 2 weeks. And we've been doing, this is going to be embarrassing. Let's see. Our first import was 2 months ago. So I guess it's in 2 months. We've called 4,500 people almost. And that's what some people are doing like a single week. So we have a long way to go to scale up our activities. It's something that I really want to focus on, just because I do believe this is going to be like the core foundational like business component that's going to allow us to really get the number of properties that we need to scale the other aspects of the business. Because I'm not too worried about the flipping side of things. I really trust my brother, who's a general contractor, and my dad to be able to deliver a quality finished product in construction remodel and stuff like that. So like I don't have to worry about that. I know a lot of other people do, but I don't. So I want to work on things that I can actually add value. And construction is not going to be one of them. Product management is not one of them. But finding deals could be my thing until I can create a well-greased engine, then work on the next facet of the business that I think that I'm going to add more value on. So that's where we're at right now with wholesaling. It's still really early in our journey with it. We're 2 months in. We haven't had much success, but I really want to scale up our activities so we can really start generating some leads and some opportunities, hopefully close some of the deals and start making money. But I guess this could be like the first update of our real estate business, and maybe I'll do like a monthly or every other month to keep you updated with what's going on with it, and hopefully start sharing some tips and advice on what we did, some of the lessons that we've learned, and some things that we wish we would have done at the beginning. As of right now, make more phone calls. I haven't had much success in the mailers, so maybe do less of those. I do want to tweak our mailers. I'll probably put an example of what we're using right here. I don't like it right now. I feel like we've probably spent like $1,500 or $2,000 on mailers and had zero return on it, So maybe try to improve that. So I think that's all I want to talk about today on wholesaling. I think I gave you enough idea of what the whole process of wholesaling looks like. The other video, I guess it was cut short or whatever, so I didn't have any closing notes or whatever. So I just wanted to end on maybe just a thanks for everyone who's been following my journey so far.
But I guess an ask for anyone who is interested in getting into real estate, wanting to maybe break into wholesaling because you're watching this video, if that's how you stumbled across it. Would love to, chat about, what your goals are, how you plan to get there, and see if there's anything that I can do to help you reach your goals. I think selfishly, I think that will help me along the way as well. So if we just help each other grow and be successful, I think that'll be awesome. So, find me on, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Send me a DM. Always, happy to talk. So I don't know where things go yet on like social media or YouTube. So just find it, Can't be too hard. My name's Adam Upchurch, and search it, and hopefully I'm one of the first ones that pop up. If not, I'll get there. Don't worry. So peace out.